Imagine sitting at your desk one morning and watching the smartest money on earth. The hedge funds, the institutional investors, the analysts who move billions of dollars with a single research note, all quietly moving in the same direction at the same time. Not into AI stocks, not into semiconductor stocks, into something most retail investors have been dismissing as science fiction for the past decade, quantum computing stocks. And the scale of what is happening on Wall Street right now around quantum computing is not a minor trend. It is a coordinated institutional bet of a size and conviction that professional traders say they have not seen since the early days of the internet itself. In 2026, quantum computing stocks have become the single most discussed emerging technology investment category among institutional analysts. And the three companies sitting at the center of this Wall Street moment are names that most people outside the investment community have never heard of. Until now. To understand why Wall Street is moving so aggressively into quantum computing right now, you need to understand what changed in the past 12 months that made institutional money decide the time was right. For years, quantum computing was treated by serious investors as a technology permanently 5 to 10 years away from commercial relevance. Every time a milestone was announced, the follow-up question was always the same. Yes, but when does it actually make money? That question has now been answered in a way that serious institutional capital finds credible. IBM's crossing of the 1,000 qubit threshold, Google's Willow chip demonstrating verified quantum advantage, Microsoft's Majorana topological qubit breakthrough. 3 independent hardware milestones from 3 different companies in less than 18 months. Wall Street does not need every question answered before it moves. It needs enough evidence that the direction is right and the timing is now. Those 3 milestones provided exactly that evidence, and the money started moving. If Wall Street moving billions into quantum stocks does not make you want to know exactly which 3 companies are receiving the most institutional attention, hit like and subscribe right now because the names and the reasons behind them are more specific than most investment coverage has been willing to get. So, which 3 quantum computing stocks are receiving the most serious institutional attention right now, and what makes each of them the specific bet that Wall Street is making? Everything comes down to 3 different ways of winning the quantum computing race and 3 companies that represent the clearest position in each category. The first company is IonQ. IonQ is the only pure play quantum computing company currently trading on a major US stock exchange, meaning its entire business is quantum computing rather than quantum being one division inside a larger classical technology company. IonQ uses trapped ion technology, a specific approach to building qubits that has demonstrated some of the highest accuracy rates of any quantum computing architecture currently available. Institutional investors are buying IonQ because if quantum computing becomes computing transition. Rigetti is not betting on one quantum architecture winning. It is betting on quantum computing becoming commercially accessible and positioning itself as the access layer, regardless of which hardware approach ultimately dominates. The third company receiving serious institutional attention is quantum computing adjacent rather than pure play. NVIDIA. Read that again. The same NVIDIA, whose CEO said quantum computing was 15 to 30 years away, is now being bought by quantum. You agree with them? Hit the like button and subscribe to Quantum Pulse, because the intersection of quantum computing and financial markets is exactly where the next decade's biggest wealth creation stories are going to come from.